upēndrō vāmanaḥ prāṃśuramōghaḥ śuchirūrjitaḥ atīndraḥ saṅgrahaḥ sargō dhṛtātmā niyamō yamaḥ.
In this stanza, we can combine, I think, 4 namas of the Lord: Upēndraha, Vāmanaḥ, Prāṃśuhu, and Atīndraḥ. All the 4 of them we can combine together. So, Upēndraha, Indra we know who is the Lord of the heavens, Indra Bhagavan. So, Upa means next to him, which means his sibling, his brother. Upa also has got different meaning. Younger brother, it means. Upa can mean younger. Upa can also mean superior. Supremacy also it indicates. So who is the brother, younger brother of Indra Bhagavan? Vāmana Bhagavan. Vāmana Avatara is being indicated over here. And also Indra is the Devata who is presiding over Indraloka. But Bhagavan is the one who is the Lord of all lords. So in that sense, Upēndraha, he is the one who is even more superior to Indra, who is the king of the gods. Atīndraḥ is the same meaning. Ati Indra means one who transcends Indra. One who transcends the powers and capacities and capabilities of Indra Bhagavan. Who is it? Narayana. So that's the meaning of Upēndraha and Atīndraḥ. Also Upendra, we said, indicates Vāmana Avatara over there. So that's the second word over there, Vāmanaḥ. So Vāmana was born as the younger brother of Indra. Avatar we are talking about. Vāmana Avatara. Amongst certain Dasha Avataras, we are talking about this particular Vāmana Avatara who encountered Bali Chakravarti. So Vāmana. What does Vāmana mean over here? Vāmana means small. Because Bhagavan came in the form of a dwarf. 3 feet we are told. 3 or 4 feet. The 3 normally they say because 3 has got a very unique significance. Because he did say, I want land as measured by my foot. How much of it? 3 steps. So 3 feet he came, I believe. And he was looking so beautiful, glorious, shining, divine aura. Vāmana also means glorious. Shubha, Mangala, Mangala Murati. It means that also. An embodiment of auspiciousness is indicated by the word meaning of Vāmana over there. So Vāmana Avatara is indicated over here. Next word Prāṃśu also is associated with Vāmana. Now little bit we will go into what Vāmana represents for us. We know the story part. Bali Chakravarti was there. He was a devotee of Narayana. He conducted so many yajnas, we are told. 100 they say. We need not get stuck with 99 plus 1. So many yajnas he did. Now we know the meaning of yajna because we have gone through the Bhagavad Gita. All activities done without I and mine. Cooperative endeavor for the welfare and well-being of everybody, which includes ours also, is the meaning of yajna. So he did. And finally when he was doing this particular yajna where Vāmana came, he became fit for Indra Padavi. Means he will become Indra himself. Indra Padavi. So Indra can be told to move away from his throne and Bali Chakravarti can sit on it. So he became fit for the Indra Padavi. At that point of time, Bhagavan comes as Vāmana. Narayana comes as Vāmana. Small, short dwarf. Everybody is stunned over there, looking at the beauty of this little brahmachari, Vatu. Who is he? Where is he? From where did he come? Who is his guru? Nobody knows. Suddenly he has come. Arresting, compelling personality. Even Bali Chakravarti is wandering over there. He also gets carried away and he says, what do you want? Because Sankalpa is anybody who asks anything, I will give. So he asks, what do you want? He says, I don't want anything. I am a brahmachari. All that I want is little space for myself. So land space. As measured by my feet, my foot. Bali looked at his feet, I believe. Small. At least let me measure because my, the size of my foot is little larger than yours. He says, no, my foot only it should be. So I will put 3 steps, and whatever land is occupied by me putting those 3 steps forward, that much I want. We can't even stand in that. He is amused. He says, this little child, who doesn't even know how to ask. I can give anything to him. He doesn't even know, you want this, you want this, you want that. No, I want only this. Shukracharya comes to know, and he says, no, but word given is word given. Even to his guru he says, no sir, I learned from you that when I take a vow, I should fulfill it, come what may, even if it is death. Now you yourself are asking me to go back on my word? No. So let me keep up my word. So we know what happens. He gives away dana as charity, 3 feet of land, steps being put by Vamana. And then he grows, prāṃśuhu, one whose size is huge, vast. Literally the body is very, very huge. So Vamana started growing, and very beautifully we are told in the description. When he was small over there, Bhagavan's eyes are a representation of the sun and the moon. So with what rate did Vamana grow? We are told very beautifully that when he grew, his eyes, Vamana's eyes were the sun and the moon. As he was growing and growing and growing, the sun and the moon started coming lower and lower and lower. Why? Because he is growing. So in the beginning, his eyes represented the sun and the moon. As he kept growing and growing and growing, the sun and the moon started coming lower, down and down and down, lower and lower and lower. They came up to his chest. The Lord was still growing. The sun and the moon came up to his stomach. The Lord was still growing. Then the sun and the moon came up to his knees, down, right below. Like that, huge Bhagavan grew. That's the meaning of prāṃśu. One who can expand himself to sky is the limit. We can't put any limitations or any boundaries. That is what it means. So he grew, and then we know what he did. 3 feet he measured. 1 foot he measured the entire earth, we are told. Terrestrial plane and everything below it. The next foot, Bhagavan lifted it up, 2nd foot, and he measured the entire celestial spheres. Whatever is there in space and beyond. So everything was divided into 2 and measured with these 2 steps. He asked, where should I put my 3rd step? Then Bali said, my head is equivalent to a world, because in our head is our intellect. In our intellect is a whole world of thoughts, ideas, values, ideologies, which express themselves at the mental level and at the physical level. So there is a huge world over there. You can place your foot, 3rd step, on my head. And then the Lord is supposed to have pushed him down to the lower worlds. And he became the king of the lower world, the nether worlds. And Bhagavan promised to become his security guard. This is his story. Now what is the Vedantic significance of this? How can I apply this to myself? On Onam day, because Onam and Vamana Avatar are related to each other. On Onam day, in Siddhabari Ashram, Chinmaya Mission Ashram in the Himalayas, Gurudev on Onam day, after all the puja was over, he gave or he explained out the significance of Vamana Avatara as applicable to us. What does this mean? Bhagavan in a small size, coming and asking Bali, who is Bali? Who is Vamana? What do the 3 steps mean? And Bali being pushed down, what does it mean? How can I relate this entire incident to myself? Very beautifully he gave to us the Vedantic explanation or the inner significance of Vamana Avatar, which we will go through in the next. So we were in the 17th Sloka of the Vishnu Sahasranama, and we were going through the avatar of Bhagavan, Vamana Avatar. There were 3 namas over here indicating the Vamana Avatar. One was upēndrō, Vamana and atīndraḥ. So we went through the word meaning, we went through the Vamana avatar also, the story part, the illustration part. But now I did say that we will go into the Vedantic significance of it. How can I relate this particular incident to myself? In fact, all the stories, the illustrations, the incidents that come in our Puranas, in our Mahabharata, in the epics Ramayana and Mahabharata, all small incidents or the big incidents, not only there is a story part which is very, very captivating, but also there is something more for all of us to learn from there. It's not just the ideas, ideologies, the good, the dharma part, what to do and what not to do, the adharma part, that is also there. But over and above that, there is a very, very profound message for all spiritual seekers. How we can apply that particular story or that incident to ourselves in our spiritual journey. Each and every one of them. They're all a dramatization of what should be happening within us. We do not know how to handle ourselves within ourselves. We may know how to handle the whole world, how to control it, how to tame it, how to move about in the world, achieving success, fulfillment, everything. Outside world we know, but inside world we have no hold over it at all. So our spirituality is all about evolving within ourselves. There has to be something that has to happen within ourselves. So what should be happening within us has what should be happening within us has been very beautifully dramatized out over there in the form of these incidents and stories. So Vamana Avatara is also one of such incidents. Last time we went to the story part. Now this time what does it mean? We will see. Bali represents a spiritual seeker. Any one of us. He is a good person. Though he was born in the Asura Kula, he was a noble person, very, very devoted to the Lord. So it just shows that even in the bad there is a good. And also there is hope for somebody who is also walking the path of adharma. There is chance for such a person to change, to first of all understand where he is or where she is, and then change for the better. So Bali Chakravarti is there, and he is supposed to have done so many yajnas. We are told 100. 100 doesn't mean 99 plus 1. It means so many yajnas. We've also known now what is the meaning of a yajna. Yajna is not only a homa over there. Ya means to move forward. Nya means with knowledge. So yajna means any activity that we undertake with the right knowledge. So that is yajna. So it can be a puja or a ritual that we are doing in our home or in the temple or in the pilgrim center. It can be any activity that we are doing, including materialistic activities in our office, in our kitchen, when we are teaching our children, any piece of activity. When we move forward with the right knowledge, it is a yajna. That is the meaning of work is worship. 𝐾𝐞𝐽 kailasa. So all our activities, worldly also, not only religious and spiritual, we must convert it into a yajna. That is what Bali was doing, because he is a great devotee of the Lord. He is walking the path of dharma, the path of righteousness. So therefore, every piece of activity is a yajna only. So we can't count. But then the story says 100. So when he has finished or performed 100 yajnas, we are told that he became fit for Indra Padavi. To become, he can even occupy the chair of Indra. He becomes worthy of that Indra Padavi. Indra means whom? Lord of the Devatas, we say. He is the king of the gods. Indra means Indriyanam Raja Indra. Indriyas means our sense organs. We have got 10. 5 of them are Jnanendriyas, the organs of perception, and 5 of them are the Karmendriyas, the organs of action. All of them He who is a master of them all is called as a Indra. Indriyanam Raja Indra. One who has conquered himself, his equipment. What are his equipment? The body, the mind and the intellect. In that comes our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, hands, legs, everything. So one who is a master of all of them, who rules over them, makes them listen to him. In us, the equipment is telling us what we should be doing. Our mind says do this and we are doing. It should be the other way around. We should be telling the mind what to do and what not to do, and it should implicitly obey us. So that is what it means. So Bali means he has led such a beautiful life. He is the master of all his equipment. He is a highly evolved spiritual seeker. That's what it means. And he becomes fit for Indra Padavi. He is the master of his equipment. But now when we come to such a state of evolution within ourselves, the Lord won't keep quiet. He is not happy with us getting Indra Padavi only. He wants to give to us Mukti Padavi. He wants to give to us liberation, enlightenment. It doesn't mean that we reach him. He says, you become me, myself. Why? Because we are all nothing but in his image only. We are, according to Vedanta, we are Brahman. We are the Lord himself. So all of us, Ameyatma, we went through that Nama also. All of us are a mini avatar of him. So therefore, he is not just satisfied with us getting Indra Padavi. He wants to give Mukti Padavi to us. So when we have reached that state of spiritual evolution within ourselves, which is represented by Bali, there he is performing now one more yajna, we are told. And he says, anybody who comes and asks for anything, I will give. That is a sankalpa that he has taken. He has taken a vrata over there. Anything anybody asks, I will give. Come what may. It can even mean if somebody comes and asks for his life, he will give it up. Now we will be able to give up anything willingly, gladly, only when we are not attached to it. If we are attached to anything, we will never give it. So the very fact that he says, whoever comes and asks whatever they want, I will give to them, it just shows to us the state of vairagya in him, the state of dispassion in him, the state of renunciation in him. Vairagi, he is a Parama Vairagi. Only for such a person, enlightenment is possible, because they have to leave ultimately all attachment. No attachment, everything has to be dropped. Only then the higher state can become ours. So he has made that vrata. At such a point of time, Vamana comes into his life. Bali did not go in search of Vamana. Vamana came to where he was. Who is Vamana at this juncture of anyone's life, in the life of any spiritual seeker? Vamana represents the Guru. So we cannot ever go in search of a Guru. I am not talking physical movement over here. When we become fit for a Guru, the Guru enters into our life. That's what it means. When we take any incident or any story we can pick up in our Purana or even in the biography of all our Mahatmas, great saints, it's the Guru that enters into the life of a Shishya or a disciple. The Shishya doesn't go searching for him. I'm not talking about physically going there. The Guru enters into the disciple's life. Vamana has come in. How has he come? Small, he is a dwarf. He doesn't come big. Afterwards he grows. We've already gone through the Nama, prāṃśuhu, one whose body is huge, vast, all pervading. But now he's come very, very small over there. Dwarf, mini, maybe only 3 feet. What does it represent? The greater a Guru is, the smaller he looks. Or the smaller he looks outside, outward appearance, the greater the Guru is. Why? He has got no ego at all in him. There is no I and mine. That's what it means over there. The smallness, that's what it means over there. Hanumanji, when he is searching for Sita, 𝐶𝐢𝐧𝐤 𝐶𝐢𝐧𝐤, he became small. Small there means how to become flexible, adapt. There is no ego in him at all. I am so huge, I am so glorious, I am so famous. I am like this, why should I become small? Why should I kneel down? Why should I sit? That's not there. That's the meaning over there. It's all symbolism over there, which is very, very, the suggestiveness and the significance. So Vamana comes, Bhagavan comes in a dwarf form. He could have come in his own form, but he comes like that. And also he comes in a Vatuvesha. It's very difficult for us to see through and understand Guru Tattva in the Guru. All that we can see is his height, his weight, his external appearance, etc. We can really never ever understand a Guru, the Guru Tattva. We can't understand. So that's what that Vamana, that Vatu appearance means. So he comes. And then he says, all that he wants is, he says, I want to ask you something. Will you give? Because you said you will give. He says, yes, I will give. Anything I ask, anything you ask, I will give. Then he asks for those 3 steps of land, 3 pieces of, let us say, 3 measures of land, as measured by his tiny feet. We saw the story also. Then what happened? He says, okay. Bali says, okay. And then Bhagavan grows and then he occupies everything. That story we've already gone through it. So here it is implicit obedience. When the Guru asks for something, or when the Guru says something, or when the Guru advises something, it should only be implicit obedience from our part. There is no question of if sir, why sir, but sir, no sir, okay sir, tomorrow sir. So when Shishya meets the Guru, the training over there, background training is implicit obedience. Whatever the Guru says, it is only yes sir. We don't have to open our mouth and say yes, but it should be yes. Why should it always be yes over there? I'm not talking about doubts over there. When the teacher is taking a class and if the student gets a doubt, we have seen in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Upanishads and all, the students are 100% free to raise their doubts, to ask their doubts, and the teacher has to stop wherever he is and answer the doubt. He can't say no doubts, you can't ask. No, I'm not talking about that. Implicit obedience is something completely different, not in a class over there, where the knowledge is entering into the student. When the teacher is watching over us, he knows us through and through and through. Therefore, when he advises something to us, it's for our own good. It's for our own betterment. It's for our own fulfillment, upliftment. For our uddhara it is. He is the only well-wisher of all of us. Our Guru. More than our parents, more than anybody else. So when he says something, it must be for our good. Therefore, no questions asked over there, because he means what he says or what he advises. Why should there be implicit obedience? Because ultimately the teacher wants to tell us, look, you drop your attachment to your equipment, your body, mind and intellect. Drop it. The student should be able to drop it. If he says, why sir, what sir, but sir, if I go beyond my body, then who will look after me, sir? Then problems. That means we are questioning over there. So therefore, implicit obedience is completely different over there. So the moment the teacher says anything, it should be a yes sir. It should be a silent yes sir. So it should always be a yes sir at all levels. So that's what the teacher is training us for ultimate, because he says, do this, don't do this, whatever be the advice. When we are with the master, when we train ourselves to say yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, finally when the teacher feels that we are mature enough for a spiritual realization, if he says drop your attachment to the body, to the mind and to the intellect, we should be able to say yes sir. Not say yes sir, we should be able to do it. That is our training. The moment we drop our identification with the body, mind, intellect, why? Teacher told us, Guru told us. We have programmed ourselves so well. So the moment we drop our attachment, their realization is around the corner for us. That's what it means. So Bali is qualified for that already. So anything, it is only going to be yes. So when the Lord asks him for 3 measures of land as measured by his feet, his own feet, Bali says yes. And we are told also, he knew who it was in front of him. He is such a great devotee of the Lord. Did he not know who Vamana is? Because look at what Vamana is asking. No ordinary human being, normal human being will ask like that, which Vamana asked. So he knows, he can see through also. But whatever it is, whoever had come and asked for anything, he would have given. That means no attachment at all towards anything. His qualification of so Parama Vairagi he is, full of dispassion he is, he is a real renunciate, external and internal. Who? Bali Chakravarti. Then Bhagavan asks him. And then he measures. What does he measure? With 1 foot, Bhagavan measured the entire terrestrial plane, and below that, terrestrial plane means Mother Earth, gross. So the entire, that 1 foot that Bhagavan keeps on Mother Earth represents a seeker's transcendence of all that which is gross. Of all that which is gross, indicated by or represented by the body. So it means transcendence of the body equipment. A saṅgrahaḥ, I am completely detached from my body equipment. I have dropped it. Dropped it means I have dropped my identification, my attachment with the body. Second step, where does Bhagavan keep the cosmos? Space over there. Where is space? Inside us. Mind it represents for us. So the second step over there represents a spiritual seeker disidentifying himself with or detaching himself or transcending the mental equipment, the mind. Body transcended, mind transcended. The next thing is intellect over there. Then Bhagavan says, where shall I keep my 3rd step? He says, you place it on my head. Where is the intellect? Our intellect, it is in our head only. It's another huge world by itself. So he says, I offer to you my own intellect, which means I am transcending which means the spiritual seeker is transcending his own equipment. Which equipment? The intellect over there. The intellectual body, we can call it. So disidentifying with it, disengaging with it, or transcending the intellect over there, is represented by Bhagavan placing his foot on Bali's head, and he pushes him down, we are told, into the lower world. Pushing him down means he is going inside. Going inside means we have to go within ourselves. Realization is not external. Realization is all internal over there. So at that point of time, when Bhagavan places his foot on Bali's head, the intellect has been transcended. So therefore, the intellect has been transcended. When the intellect is transcended, what takes over? Intuition will take over. Intuition takes over. Intuition is not a thinking process. It's an awareness. Awareness is not a thinking process. It's not a doing word. Whereas in the intellect, why do we use our intellect? For thought process. It's something that we do. Thinking, I am thinking, is a process. It's an activity. So all activity has been transcended, gross and subtle, by transcending the body, the mind and the intellect. So when the intellect has been transcended, intuition takes over, awareness comes to the forefront. We never say I am awareing, I am aware. Whenever we say I am aware, I am not in the past, I am aware of what I am doing now. When we say, means I am not thinking of the past. Even the previous moment I am not thinking of. Neither am I thinking of the future. Because if we think of the past or the future, we are thinking. Then intellect is there. Here is awareness. Awareness means being ever present. So intuition takes over. When intuition takes over, realization has to happen. So Bhagavan pushes Bali down mean not that poor thing he was pushed into the lower worlds. It doesn't mean that at all. Vedantic significance, he is the seeker is pushed into himself. All his attention is being pushed in. Earlier also it was there. It is more intense now. These are all higher levels of meditation. So therefore then what happens? Intellection stops. Intuition takes over. So then at that point of time the seeker becomes aware of himself. Aware of himself means aware of Bhagavan, Parabrahma, Brahman. And who is Brahman? None other than he himself. This is what that Vamana Avatara represents. A very beautiful meaning for this entire Vamana Avatar. The story also is so beautiful. We can expand it so beautifully. Also, apart from that, there is a very beautiful Vedantic concept also behind this Vamana Avatar. I wanted to share that with all of you. So we have gone through upēndrāh, vāmanaḥ, prāṃśuh. All the three were over. Then the next one, we are in the 17th Sloka. Amogha, this word has already come. Nama has already come. We saw the meaning of it also. Mogha means in purpose, no purpose served. It's like, waste. Everything wasted. I spoke to her for 1 hour. What did you speak? Anything important? No, nothing. So everything was in vain. Nothing substantial, nothing fruitful, nothing purposeful, nothing meaningful is Mogha. Amogha is the reverse of it, opposite of that. So we have seen the meaning of Amogha in the somewhere else it had come also. So therefore, Bhagavan is Amogha means one whose activity, whatever Bhagavan does, Hari Chitta Satya. Everything is very meaningful, purposeful, and it takes itself to a logical end or conclusion. Fruitful it is. It never is in vain. That's what it means. Why? He is Satya Sankalpa. So Amogha, Shuchi. Shuchi means always very, very clean. Clean doesn't mean he has got dirt on him. It doesn't mean that at all. It means in him there is no trace of Prakriti at all. Bhagavan can never be untouched by Maya and her effects. That's what it means. He is far removed from, totally free from Maya and her effects. But Maya cannot do anything without his grace. She needs him to do whatever she is doing. But she cannot ever overwhelm him. He is Maya Adhisha, not Maya Adhina. We are all Maya Adhina. In that sense, Shuchi. Shuchi also means clean, clean at all levels. Spiritual seeker, in the Bhagavad Gita, this word comes so many times in the qualities. Shuchi, Shuchi, Shuchi. So spiritual seeker must be pure, must be clean. External cleanliness must be there. Internal cleanliness also must be there. Cleanliness is next to godliness. We hear it. So it doesn't mean I am not concerned about my body, therefore why should I give it a bath? It doesn't mean that at all. A spiritual seeker is more clean than anybody, more organized, more disciplined. So Shuchi means clean outside, body also must be clean, environment must be clean, our rooms, our kitchen, everything must be tidy, clean, spick and span. Where things are, they should be there. A spiritual seeker's home will not be all, in a mess. So if we have our house in a mess, we are not aligned with spirituality. That's an indication. Why? Shuchi is there. So if we want to reach him who is Shuchi, who is ever clean, we can't be unclean and hope to reach him. Automatically we will be rejected. Nature's law that is. So if we want to reach Bhagavan who is Shuchi, who is ever clean, spotlessly clean, we also must be spotless clean. Shuchi inside and outside. More so inside. Because the body has got nothing that much to do with spirituality. It only helps us as an instrument. So the clean alone can reach the clean. Unclean can never reach the clean. So in that sense, and also it means he alone, there is nothing other than him in himself. If there is a trace of anything else in him, then it becomes he is unclean. Why? In him there is something other than him. So there is nothing in him other than him, not even Maya. Therefore he is ever clean, ever pure. Should all be capital letters and double underline. These are all, like I said, suggestiveness over there. So Shuchihi, Pavitraha, Bhutātmā, Anagha, all these meanings we have seen all. Achyuta, they all mean the same. Different namas of the Lord. Urjitaha means he's got lots of infinite amount of strength, valor, mighty is. Nobody can stand in front of him and win over him. Not only means physical strength here, all strengths put together over here is what he means. There were 2-3 namas of Bhagavan where we saw one whom if anybody comes and faces him, they will not win. Bhagavan alone will ultimately win over him. Why? Satyameva jayati. Truth alone wins. And who is God? God is truth. Truth is God. In that sense. Dharma alone wins. Adharma can never win. So the strength of Dharma is enormous. The strength of being honest, the strength of being loyal, the strength of being committed is enormous. We don't know that. When we say strength, we always think only of physical strength. So Urjitaha means who has got infinite amount of strength, vitality, valor, and it is infinite, not finite. Finite means less. Infinite it is. Infinite means we cannot even measure it. Immeasurable it is. That much of strength Bhagavan has got. Urjita. In the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Balam balavatāmasmi kāma rāga vivarjitam. Balam balavatāmasmi. In the strong, I am their strength. Balam balavatāmasmi. In the strong, I am their strength. So if in the strong, if he is the strength, all Rakshasas were very strong. They had lot of strength. Is that strength that is there in the Rakshasas who did all the wrong things, Bhagavan there? That means Bhagavan was saying yes to whatever they were doing. It doesn't mean that at all. Because Bhagavan afterwards says, Balam balavatāmasmi kāma rāga vivarjitam. I am the strength in the strong minus or devoid of Kama and Raga. Kama means desires. What sort of desire? Ego-centric desires, selfish desires. Kama. Raga means attachment, blinding attachment to everything, unholy attachment towards everything. These two are the ones which make us very strong also, give us a lot of strength to do whatever. When we have a desire, we wake it up. No, I don't think you can achieve it. No, I have a desire. I am going to, come what may. Suddenly we find strength being manifest in us. Attachment is also like that. When attachment is there, we go beyond our capacity, sometimes capabilities and abilities. We outshine our own capacities and capabilities and try to reach out to that. Why? Because of that particular attachment. I want this. I am attached to it. I want a desire. So therefore Bhagavan says, I am the strength in the strong minus raga and kama raga vivarchita. So kama means desires, selfish desire, where only I and mine is there. Beyond that we can't think of anybody else, anything else. So selfish we are, narrow-minded we are. And raga, attachment, blind attachment. Over. If there is some utility value, something I will gain, I will get up and do it. I'll put forth little effort, means I'll put forth my strength. Why? Because I'm going to get something out of it. But you will not get anything at all out of it. But why don't you do it as a seva? We don't want to do anything. Suddenly we become very tired, exhausted. I don't have any strength at all. I would have done, but what to do? I don't have that much of strength. In a seva, in a voluntary service. Urjitaha, Bhagavan. Atīndraḥ we have already done. One who is beyond Indra. Indra is Indriyanam Raja, we have already seen. One who is the lord of our sense organs. And within us, who is the lord of our sense organs? Our mind. Mind is the boss behind our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. So one who is beyond Indra means who is beyond the mind, intellect. So Atindra also means our intellect. In our intellect is our knowledge, our strength, our glory. All of that is meant by the word Atīndraha. One who is beyond even Indra. Transcend Indra means transcend the mind. Go to the intellect level. That also we know we have to transcend if we want a mukti padavi in our life. Atīndraha. Saṅgrahaḥ. Graha means to collect, to attract, to bring things closer to us. Grahas. That is why that graha, they are called planets. What do? They attract us. So their vibrations are there. They play upon us, and accordingly our destiny is shaped, is what we are told. Grahas. Grahana. Eclipse. Why is it called Graha? Grahana means to come and catch. What catches the sun? Rahu comes and catches the sun over there, grasps the sun over there. So Graha, Samgraha, Sam means totally to catch, to collect, to attract. Saṅgrahaḥ means he is the one who collects everything together and keeps them in their place. Who is it? The Lord alone. He is the one who holds the entire universe, cosmos. He holds it. The solar system, the Milky Way, our own solar system. Everything is not collapsing in one into the other. Each one of them are there in their particular places. Who keeps them in their fixed orbits? Sun is there at the center. In the solar system, sun is there in the center. And then all the planets we know are moving around the sun. Earth also is moving around. What makes the earth stay in its orbit? So that much of attraction only. It shouldn't be less, it shouldn't be more. If there is more of attraction by the sun toward the earth will move closer to the sun. If it is less, supposing the sun starts repelling, earth will move away from the sun. It can't. From the day of creation onwards, earth is moving in its specific orbit. Who keeps it in its orbit? There must be somebody, a ringmaster there, keeping the earth in its fixed orbit. Otherwise, maybe the earth will jump the orbit. How when, in the traffic, how people when they are driving a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler jump their lane. First lane, second lane, third lane is there. They jump the lane. They switch the lane. None of the planets have switched their lane at all. Somebody over there holding all things, all beings in all the 14 worlds together. And together doesn't mean he's collected everything so that there is no space in between. No, there is so much of space, distance also between one and the other. So world of things and beings coming to ourselves also. Each one is in its place. The sun, the system, all our countries, the oceans. Why not everything just collapse? They can't, they will not. Everything is there intact in its place. The moon is there. It's got its own gravitational pull toward the earth, toward the oceanic waters. But that much only. No, nothing less, nothing more. That is the meaning of Saṅgrahaḥ. Coming to our own self, our body itself, when we come to that, how many organs we have, how many limbs we have, there is no nut and bolt arrangement anywhere. Everything stays in its place. We are a collection of so many things. Who keeps everything in its place? Because earth has got its gravitational pull. Even if a light feather, we just toss it into the air, it comes down. A light feather, it comes down. Earth is pulling it down. What about everything that is there inside us? Our heart, our lungs, our intestines. Everything is just happening. They're all there in their place. There is nothing holding them that way. The blood goes up also. We say the heart pumps. Bhagavan over there doing all that work. The pumping is being done by him. He makes the blood move up against gravity. So everything, even in us, is all held intact in its place. Therefore, we are able to function as a healthy individual entity, because there is somebody over there holding everything together. How holding everything together doesn't mean everything has collapsed into one. Everything stays in its place. It shouldn't come nearer, it shouldn't go further away. That is the meaning of saṅgrahaḥ. So somebody over there is attracting like that. This much only you must come close to me. Not less, not more. Akarshana. Akarshanat Krishna. When we did Krishna's Nama, we did it. Who is the one who is sitting inside all of us and keeping everything in place? None of our organs should move away from their places, and they should do their job. Anywhere else, any tube, rubber tube, they'll all collapse. The big intestine, the small intestine, they're all in their places. Who is holding them where they are? Krishna is there in all of us. Akarshanat Krishna. He is there like a huge magnet. That is why everything is a magnet. Solar system is a magnet. The planets are a magnet. Earth is a big magnet. That is why we talk about electric and magnetic fields on the surface of the earth. So we are also tiny magnets. We are a small little walking magnet. We have a north pole and a south pole. That's why we are told when we sleep, we should not put our head towards the north. That's a different interpretation. Meaning is there for that. Why should I not put? There is a meaning for that. Why should the temple Mahadwaras face the east? There is a reason for it. So everything ultimately comes down to magnetic and electric vibrations. What are vibrations? Nothing but energy field. So therefore, that is why we call the Lord as Krishna. Who is Krishna? Akarshanat Krishna. Not only that he was very beautiful, captivating look he had, but this is the job that he is doing, sitting in each one of us, keeping everything in its place and making them do whatever they are supposed to do. Even when we are sleeping, our organs are doing whatever they are supposed to be doing. The lung, the heart, the diaphragm, the stomach, the intestine, everything, the circulation, the digestion, everything is doing what it's doing. Why? Krishna is there inside. That Krishna is, who is he? Brahman himself. That is why Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Parabrahma himself I worship now in a manifest form. We have given him a form and we are calling him Krishna, or we can call him Rama or Shiva or Devi. We can give to him any name that we want. So saṅgrahaḥ, sarga means creation. So who creates? Lord Brahma creates, we are told. Who is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara? Brahma is the creative aspect. Vishnu is the maintenance aspect, sustenance aspect. And Rudra is there who represents for us the destructive aspect. Not the destructive destruction, but the constructive destruction aspect. They are all like offices. Brahman alone, Parabrahma alone himself becomes the three. Becomes Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara when he takes on these roles for himself. So when he is creating, he is Brahma. When he is maintaining and looking after, he becomes Vishnu. And when he is doing his laya, dissolution, he becomes Rudra. And they all have their Shaktis. They can never be separate from it at all. So creator should have knowledge with him, Saraswati, Sharda. Sustenance should have wealth to maintain, to look after, Lakshmi. And Laya Akaraka, one who dissolves, needs enormous strength, Shakti. Parvati, we call her Shakti only. So who are these three? The Trinity over there. The Trinity is none other than Brahman himself. So when we say Sargaha, one who has created everything out of himself. It doesn't mean the 14 worlds only. Everything that is created has got a creator behind it. Even our work, when we start the work, I'm going to start this. So when we start, we create something over there. Anything it can be. 1 hour back, I had not cooked this particular item. After 1 hour or 2 hours, there in the kitchen, something has been created. The dinner or the lunch or whatever, it has been created. The creative aspect in us, which made us or which helped us to create. Sitting in our body, mind and intellect and functioning, working, that is sargāḥ there. It doesn't mean only Brahma sitting in Brahmaloka, next to him Saraswati is there with the veena. So that is meant over here. That also is meant. But all of us are also tiny Brahmas only. Every moment we are creating thoughts. We are creating new ideas. New ideologies come to us. So whenever we are creating something, we are inspired to do something, means we are creating. Brahma aspect is there in us, functioning. In the morning, at night we go off to sleep. Laya has happened to us. For the time being, body not functioning, mind not functioning, intellect not functioning, our whole world is not functioning. Our world is not functioning. Somebody else who is awake, for them their world is functioning. So Laya Karaka Rudra came and overwhelmed us and put us to sleep. Who maintained us through the night? Vishnu aspect is coming. If Bhagavan doesn't look after us the whole night, when we are sleeping, morning we won't get up. So Vishnu is maintaining us in sleep. He maintains us when we are awake also. Then in the morning when we get up, creativity starts for us. The moment we get up, we create a thought. Where is my coffee or where is my tea? I'm just giving an example. Where is my newspaper? That thought was not there just a few seconds before. We created a thought. Oh, today I have to leave at this time to office. A thought got created. Then we work upon that thought. The creative aspect is functioning in us. Who came in there? Brahma came in there. Bhagavan in the form of the creative aspect, whom we call as Brahma. That is the meaning of sarga. So macro to micro, universal to individual, gross to subtle, external to internal, all included over here. Every nama has got so much around it and about it and in it. It's so expansive it is, and so deep it is, and so subtle it is. Every nama of Bhagavan. That is why they are all so special. So even if we say it, the vibration that are created by we saying sargāḥ or whatever the name vāmanaḥ, that itself will work wonders for all of us. That is why we chant Bhagavan's name. Why should we chant his name, his names, Ashtotra or Sahasranama or whatever it is? It is because of this factor only. The energy associated with, the vibrations associated with these namas are work wonders for us. Very profound. So something will happen to all of us. It's very, very soothing. It's very, very healing. Negativity, negative energy field will be pushed away by the positive energy over it. That is why nama smarana or nama japa. So sargaha, dhṛtātmā. Dhṛtam means to support. That's why Mother Earth is called the Dharani. Bhudevi she is called. We call her as Dharani. Why? Because she supports. What does she support? She supports all of us. Everything she supports. The mountain, the forest, the river, the lakes, the ocean. All of us, all the countries, with all the things, with all the... Who is supporting us? Mother Earth supports us. Dharana she is doing. She supports all of us. Who supports her? Bhagavan supports her. Without him, she will collapse over there. The entire cosmos will collapse. So who supports everything? Brahman supports everything. When we want to give it a name and a form, we can say Krishna is supporting, Rama is supporting, Shiva is supporting, or Lalita Mahatripura Sundari is supporting. It doesn't matter. Any name. He or she, it doesn't matter. Then we can say, who supports him now? Bhagavan is not supported by anybody, but he supports all. So we come to the ultimate. Beyond him, there is nothing. So for that, dhṛtātmā. Atma means myself. So dhṛtātmā means I support myself. So Bhagavan is telling us, I support myself. I support the whole world. All the worlds I support. And I support myself also. I don't need anything else to support me. So he supports everything. But does anything or any being support him? No. He supports himself. He is well established in himself. He is rooted in himself. These are all just words for us, which we must keep on thinking about. Just as Mother Earth supports everything, the ocean supports all the waves. Without the ocean, no waves over there. So the waves are supported by the ocean. Take away the ocean, no waves over there. Electricity supports all electrical equipment. Take away electricity, none of the equipment will function. In that sense, these are all just examples for us. So all these examples are also finite examples, which we can pick up from whatever we see here around us and about us. But it should help us to move forward and reach out to something which is even more profound, even more deeper, even more expansive. So dhṛtātmā, he supports himself. Niyamāh, yamaḥ, we can both do together. Yama means Lord of Death. That also is one meaning. Who is Lord of Death means change. We think of death as that physical death, where the person is no more there, to be included in the family. But death means change. There has been a change. If somebody's physical death happens, then there is a change in that family. One person less. Till now, maybe there were 7 people, now it has become 6 people. Somewhere there is a vacuum everywhere. In the office, 1 person less. In the family, 1 person less. Change happened. So Yama represents death. In the largest perspective, Yama represents change. And change takes place very, very strictly. Rules. There are some rules governing it. That is why Yama is called as Yamadharmaraya. He is an embodiment and a personification of Dharma. He will never leave his Dharma, the righteous path, come what may. That is why he is called as Yamadharmaraya. So therefore, in the largest perspective, Yama there represents all the laws that are there in nature. All the laws that are, Earth's gravity is law. Newton discovered it. And therefore they put it down in English words. But before Newton discovered the law of gravitation also, gravity was there. Doesn't mean that one fine day gravity started working and then suddenly Newton discovered it. Even before Newton thought about it and gave it his thought and then put it down on paper and told us, yes, there is a law called as the law of gravitation. Gravitational law was there. In our Upanishads it's indicated. And we know even before Newton was born, everything that was thrown up into the air came down because of Earth's gravitational pull. So all of nature's laws, everything, the cosmic phenomenal forces, the sun and the moon and the stars and the solar system, whatever there, the seasons, all of them, whatever is there in nature, everything is governed by strict laws. So there must be somebody who wrote the laws, lawgiver, an authority who wrote these laws, who wrote these unwritten laws. Niyama, who is it? Bhagavan himself. He is the one who is the lawgiver. We can say first law, he wrote the laws, if we may say so. He is the lawgiver. Once he gives the laws, then he has to make sure that there are people on the other side, the laws are obeyed. So he may say sun should be like this, moon should be like this, earth should be like this, it should go around on its axis and earth should go around the sun also. It's a law. Laws of nature. But there should be somebody who is administering the law also. Otherwise, Mother Earth can say, I'll take a holiday today. Or the sun can say, I'll take a holiday today. Or the seasons can say, I will switch. Summer, after summer comes rainy season. Why not this year rainy season come first and summer afterwards? No. Laws of nature are very strict. So somebody should be there behind to administer it also. So there is a lawgiver, there is an authority over there who gives and who makes sure it is administered also. That's the meaning of niyamāh, yamaḥ. He is a mighty power behind nature. Nature means we are also a part of nature. We are included in it. All inclusive, nothing excluded. So there is some power, infinite, mighty power, invisible power, which has not only given to us these laws, but make sure that these laws are also administered. The Dikparakas must do their job. Water must do whatever job it's doing. Everything. The mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, human kingdom, all, everything. So who is it? Bhagavan himself. It's like he is the beyond the CEO he is. A CEO, he comes and sits on the chair and whatever has already been the rules of the company, he just implements it. Somebody else did it. Bhagavan is not like that. He is the one who made the laws and make sure, and he sits on the chair also as an administrator, and he makes sure that all the laws are administered. He makes sure they're all obeyed also. In the Upanishad it comes, because of him, because of the fear of him, the sun shines. Because of him, the planets are functioning. Because of him, the cosmic phenomenal forces are doing whatever they are doing. It's just a way of saying. It looks like he's standing with a whip behind and making them all do what they're supposed to be doing. It's just a way of saying. They all are doing whatever they are supposed to do. Only man chooses to disobey. Roof and crown of creation with a beautiful discriminative faculty chooses to disobey. Only man. So, niyamāh and yamaḥ. I think the 18th stanza we will take it up next time, because